Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Azinne Williams. How are you all doing? Hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are fine. If you're new to this channel, kindly click on the subscription button. Click on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post any new video. Okay guys, so Laycon's reality TV show I Am Laycon just premiered on African, I don't even know why I wanted to say African Magic, on DSTV Show Max. Now, let it be known that I do not have Show Max, but I kind of tapped on another person's own just so I can give you guys my review on it. So, it's for me, it's really highly anticipated. Like I've always, wanted to see what Laycon has been up to, apart from what we see on social media. So, the first part I saw was the part where he and his brother Yomi Alake of Lagos, yes, and they were having a conversation, and his brother was like, there are many parts of Laycon he never got to see, but basically, as siblings now, they are parts of our lives that we don't show our siblings. But watching his brother on that platform, Big Brother, he saw a lot about him. He also talked about the fact that there were some people that were calling him and like, go and talk to your brother to focus, and then we saw the whole Erica situation. Yes, they went there. When I was seeing it, I was like, hey, God, let them not come and drag my boy this morning, no, Jehovah, because that is a very dicey situation. Yes, so this whole Erica and Laycon situation is really, really a dicey one. Let us be truthful to ourselves. But they went there, and Laycon actually said, there was a time he really enjoyed Erica's company. He really did like Erica. They talked about the whole fight that happened, the disqualification and everything. For me, I don't really see anything bad in what they said. But because Big Brother Niger streets and everything, I just pray that Twitter, receives peace today, because I know many people might just want to use this opportunity to drag Laycon. So they talked about all that, and Laycon initially didn't really want to talk about it because it was his brother that brought it up, and Laycon was like, oh no, don't call her, and all that, because he too, I think he knows how the Big Brother Niger streets can be, so he was trying to avoid trouble. But there was no way he could actually avoid that talk, because he is well invested in that topic, and you all know that at some point we will have that conversation, maybe during the reunion. So what other place? Oh yeah, we met his content manager. I've forgotten her name. Yes, she came to Laycon. They met up. They were talking about a picture with this brand, that Laycon put up, or his team put up, and she was not happy with it. She was talking about the picture quality that is very low, that Laycon's eyes were closed in the picture, that the brand ambassador or the brand people, their eyes were also closed, and it's not like his Instagram post worthy, so she was really complaining about it. She said she's talked to the team, and that was Gomez, yes, and they didn't really do anything, that maybe Laycon should talk to them. And meanwhile, there was another meeting going on with Laycon's team, so Laycon was like, okay, so they now went on to meet with the team, while Laycon said he would hang out at that restaurant a bit. So when they now went, she was complaining about it, so they now had to let her know that, what, this is not how it happened. For that particular picture and that particular deal, they've stalled it for a long time, and the people in charge, the brand they were about, or the brand manager, was about traveling to Dubai, and he was like, he needed to see the post up because they've stalled it for a very, very long time. And Laycon joined, so they were basically talking about what goes on behind every post. Now that part, actually, I love the fact that they showed that part, because it actually shows us what happens behind the scene. For every post these guys put out, there are a lot of discussions. They don't just wake up and decide, today I'm gonna post this one. No, everything is calculated, because brands want stuff that will represent them correctly. So yeah, it also shows us behind the scene and what really happens behind every post. And yeah, I think they went to Calabar and all that. So another scene I also enjoy was the one where they were playing football. That is Laycon, Prince, Ozor, praise, and they sat out and they were talking about, work. Basically, they were talking about, and Prince was like, he wants the kind of job that, that he's not looking for quantity. Basically, he's looking for quality, the kind of job that basically that he just one job that will actually give him a lot of quality than having multiple jobs and it won't add up. And also was giving his own 2 cents about work, having to be busy and all that. And at some point it's kind of like generated to like an argument, not like major, like minor arguments. And Laycon was like, you know what, we came here to enjoy ourselves. If you want to argue, go to the law court. We are here to have fun. And they went on to play their football and all that. So we are now back to Yomi. I think that's Laycon's brother's name. And Yomi met up with his bestie. I forgot her name, but she too self, she was very camera conscious. If you ask me, the way she was doing, like, it was not realistic. Or maybe I should leave that part. Let me just tell you guys what happened, then I'll give you guys my review of that, of everything that happened. So they were now talking, and I think that his bestie likes him more. I don't know, because there was this part they were like, oh, how they met, and she was like, oh, we'll tell our grandchildren. And during his monologue, he was like, oh, maybe she actually meant like their separate grandchildren, his and his wife's grandchildren or something, and she and her husband's. That definitely she didn't mean like both of them having kids together and all that. But I think that's what she meant, though, if you ask me. Women can be very, very like that. We can be very, very like that. So he also talked about taking her to Dubai. I'm like, oh my goodness, who is going to take me to Dubai like this? And yeah, that was it. And of course, the part I really, really enjoyed more was the part where Yomi set up Laycon for a blind date. Yes, he set him up on a blind date with OAP and radio and TV presenter Miwa, who is based in Abuja. Yes, my city, Abuja. So Laycon didn't know. This girl didn't know she was going to meet Laycon. Laycon didn't know that she was going to meet this girl. So Yomi kind of like organized the whole thing, was talking to the girl that he had a surprise for her and all that. Then he now went up to meet with Laycon. Laycon was in his hotel room. He was already having a meeting with some other guy about his day tomorrow and all that. And Laycon was pretty much tired. And according to Yomi, Laycon has been down because of his relationship and all that. And he was trying to cheer him up so that he will have some fun, and Laycon was not really having it initially. He was like, he's not going downstairs to meet nobody, he's not going downstairs for anything, he's not going downstairs. But at the end of the day, Yomi kind of like convinced him to go meet this girl. And when the girl saw him, she was like, yeah, oh my god, Laycon, and all that. So yeah, that happened. And then they started talking. You could see that Laycon was just being Laycon. He's not used to that. Like, blind dates is not his territory at all. Then he asked her, it was really awkward at first, because he asked her, oh, what's your name? And she was like, Miwa. He was not like, are you in Abuja? You based in Abuja? She said yes. He then asked her, do you work in Abuja? She said yes. Do you live in Abuja? She said yes. And it was really, really funny for me watching that part. And he was not like, oh, Miwa, what's the meaning of your name, Miwa? She said, oh, you would know if I call the full name. The girl asked him to guess, and she was not like Tomiwa. So he was not like, oh, so why did you call yourself Miwa and not Tomiwa? It was really, really funny, that part. Laycon was just being the Laycon we've seen the Big Brother. And another thing I love was the part where he talked with Vee. Vee was really having doubts and about her music. She was like, every time they played her song in the Big Brother Niger house, that she hated it, because at some point when she got into the house, she was like, is music really the way to go? And she also talks about the fact that you people, the fans, you don't want to move on. You still, 3 months outside the house, you guys are still hung up on what happened in the house. And Laycon was like, a lot of these people, don't know that people evolve and all that. And V was like, she really wants to, get to that level where people don't just associate her with being an ex-housemate of Big Brother, but also being a musician, just like Laycon, that she wants to leave the BB Niger Twitter streets to the music, Niger's music, streets on Twitter. And she, Laycon asked, okay, when you see yourself as a musician, what do you see? She was like, billboards and all that. And Laycon was like, wrong. I mean, very few artists gets to be on the billboard, but as an artist, you just have to write and record, and that is where the hard work is. You have to fall in love with the process. And she was like, that's hard work and all that, but Laycon kind of like talked sense into her and all that. And Laycon asked her about Neo, and she said that Neo has really, really been supportive. They've been growing strong, that every time she writes something or puts out a new sound and she asks Neo about it, Neo is really, really invested in it. And Laycon during his monologue was like, oh, he's really, really happy about that. He's happy for Neo and Vee and all that. So basically that's what the show was about, the first episode about. So I think the next episode, I think I saw a picture of his dad or something. Is that the next episode or something? I don't know. So yeah, because when you're watching something on a borrow something, you just have to be economical with your time, So yeah, basically that was it. Yeah, that was it. So what is my review for this? I would give it like 8/10. Why did I say 8/10? Laycon is really, really natural. Like, he's really, really natural. Like, I Am Laycon is about Laycon. He was really, really natural. I mean, I could feel this is Laycon. This is Laycon I saw in the Big Brother house. This is the Laycon. There's really no change. But the people, like, I'll call it the supporting cast, some of them were not really up to bar. Some of them were like being camera conscious. You could see that they're not being really realistic. Like, the conversations they're having are not like, the real conversation. Some of them looked forced. And then Yomi, that is Laycon's brother, he had a lot of screen time. For me, he had a lot of screen time. And I was like, this is all about Laycon. This is all about Laycon. So it should really, really be all about Laycon. I mean, you are his brother, I get it, but you shouldn't come and be having like trying to get a lead role and all that. That is my opinion, about it. Another thing, some of the conversation, like I said before, especially with the football game thing, with the other housemates, it looks really somehow forced. I'm not gonna lie, it looks scripted, but yeah, I think the most conversation I enjoyed was the one between Laycon and Miwa, and Laycon and his crew, and especially, Laycon and Yomi too, but Yomi sometimes he also looked like scripted, but really Laycon for me was being himself, but some of them, yeah, I also love the conversation with Laycon and Vee. It looks like the typical Laycon and Vee conversation. Yeah, so basically I'll give it 8/10. Let's see episode 2 and see how it goes. So that is my review on the first episode of I Am Laycon. If you've seen it, kindly leave your comments in the comment section. Let's see what you think about it. So that's it from me, guys. Thank you so very much for being part of my channel. If you've not already subscribed, kindly click on the subscription button, click on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post any new video. Till I come your way again, I remain your darling girl, Azine Williams.